Someone really needs to take America's phone away. The National Guard is gearing up for its own era tour, and Trump is building an entire room for just for his balls. So let's dive into the headlines. I would not sugarcoat it. It's been a tough week for America, no matter which side of the SL you are on. We have all been trying to process what happened to Charlie Kirk and everything that's unfolded since. Honestly, I am not even sure I have the right word for it, but I take some comfort in knowing I am not alone in struggling to find them.
How are you holding up over the last 3.5 years? I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty. It'll be an absolutely magnificent structure.
Well, everyone grieves in their own way. To be fair to Trump, he is an older man, and when an older man person wants to tell a story, it does not always matter what you ask about. Hey, Uncle Matty, want some coffee? You know, my dentist is an Asian lady. She dyed her hair pink. I told her, you look disgusting. While the president is retreating into home renovation, the internet has been processing Kirk death in very different way. If you have been on social media this past week, you have likely seen some shocking reaction to the assassination of the public figure, from celebration to mockery. Honestly, much of it was so disturbing that I nearly considered go back to thread. Not that I actually did. Nothing could make me return there, but I did think about it. And as I expected, when people act this cruel online, backlash is inevitable.
On social media, people who've criticized Kirk are being called out, their names and photos widely circulated.
Some people who celebrated his death are now under scrutiny from conservative activists. Those activists have created online websites to hold accountable those behind the messages. The website claims it's received more than 63,000 submissions so far.
Some employers already firing or suspending people for their posts about Kirk, impacting teachers, commercial pilots, doctors, and even NFL staff.
Even NFL are getting fired now. No wonder the Giants are struggling. Unfortunately, the toxic pattern has become all too familiar. We live in an online world so hustle that even RFK would not want to dive in after everything terrible. Even the sun cycles play out. One side posts hot takes to grab clicks while the other side tries to cancel them. But this time there's something different. The government is stepping in.
Employers, you have an obligation to get rid of people.
People say, oh, people have a right to say things. Well, actually, they don't necessarily have a right to say things. I think it is time for this to be a crackdown on people.
So when you see someone celebrating Charlie's murder, call them out. And hell, call their employer.
Hold on, hold on. The vice president wants me to help get people fired from their jobs. First off, as a white woman, I have been doing that for years. So maybe stop appreciating our culture. But seriously, is this real what we want? The vice president job is not to lead an online mob. Actually, he does not seem to have much of a job at all. But you get the point. Many say this is just another left versus right issue. But honestly, the problem runs much deeper. With the Trump administration targeting criticize of Kirk, our political discourse has become so poisoned by the internet that elected officials are now using the power and resources of the federal government to carry out social media style justice.
Secretary Pete Hegseth has directed his staff to look for posts from service members. Secretary of State Marco Rubio floated revoking critics' visas.
The power of law enforcement under President Trump's leadership will be used to find you, will be used to take away your money, take away your power.
Republican Congressman Clay Higgins of Louisiana posted he will use his congressional authority to get people banned for life from social media platforms, blacklist their businesses, and they should be kicked out of school and have their driver's licenses revoked.
All right, first of all, revoking someone's driving license is not really a punishment for them. It's punishment for their Friends, I am not driving Amy to the airport just because Clay Hill got upset over her tweets. You can do it, Clay, but seriously, do you see how out of control this has become? We are talking about taking away a person's driver license over some bad tweets, and our attorney general, she's so deep into this that she actually thinks it's not enough.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society. We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
First of all, you had think the Attorney General would know that hate speech is protected by the First Amendment. Even if you are not a big reader, it is the very first one. You have to start there before you get to the ones you like. Honestly, honestly, if I went back in time and told the founding father what the First Amendment would come to mean, they had probably say that's insane. Also, why you are wearing pants, woman? And to that, I had responded, why are you wearing a wig? Anyway, okay, I am getting off here. The point is this: no matter how much someone online might make you angry, that's not enough reason to make their speech illegal. That's sad. If we are going to crack down on hate speech, can we please start with the YouTube comments under my lasagna recipe? My mozzarella portion are not gay. Very sad. On a more serious note, I was encouraged to see my conservative criticize Pam Bondi for her comments about prosecuting hate speech. Unfortunately, there's one person who thinks she did not go far enough.
And what do you make Pam Bondi saying she's going to go after hate speech? Is that, I mean, a lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech. You should probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart.
Yikes! Someone ballroom construction is not going as planned. For a deeper look at how we can move forward as a country, let's turn now to Michael Costa. Wait, Costa, what's with the outfit?
Dressed like what, Desi? This is just how people look now. Totally rad. Quit being such a freakazoid.
You like an undercover cop trying to bust the breakfast club?
Well, thank you. But look, if you want to fix a society poisoned by social media, the only solution is to return to a time before the internet. So all of us need to pretend that it's the 1980s again. No Twitter, no algorithms, just the sweet sounds of Duran Duran playing whatever music is they play. Totally tubular.
Okay. Hey, even if this made any sense, why choose the 80s? Why not the 1950s or the 80s 100? None of those eras had social media.
Yeah, they did. Psych, they didn't. No, Desi, the 1980s is right. The music is fresh, the fashion is bitchin', and we're in that sweet spot after the smallpox vaccine, but before RFK Jr. said we couldn't get the smallpox. He was just a cool heroin addict back now. Cowabunga, where's the beef?
Come on, this is clearly an overcorrection. That era was not just about wild hair and neon clothes. Political violence was very much a reality in the 80s.
Yeah, but I didn't know about that, you know? I was just a little kid back then. Do you remember any of that?
No, of course not. I was born whenever it was about 27 years ago. Do not go Googling it.
I can't Google it. It's the 80s. Plus, the 80s being awesome is one of the only things conservatives and liberals agree on. Liberals have early Madonna, the dawn of hip-hop, thongs on the outside of pants. Conservatives get to run politics, hang out with Mr. T, and hate gay people even while being secretly gay. We all get something. To the max.
Our whole country, it cannot just act like it's still the 80s.
Why not? What's your damage? ET phone home, gag me with a credit card and put me on layaway.
Okay, stop. Just shut up, Costa. We cannot fix our problem by living in some kind of mass delusion. We need to confront our social media addiction, address gun violence and violence, repair the collapse of our social bonds, and improve mental health care. There's so much that needs fixing if we to move forward.
And you think fixing all of those systemic issues will be easier than just pretending it's 1980?
I will take whatever she is having.